You're here today because your probation officer has filed paperwork with this court alleging that you are out of compliance with your probation. Do you understand what you're doing here today?
Yes, sir.
No.
Okay, well then if you'll just read out your information and the allegations, which you see if it's recognized, and then we'll go from there.
Yes, sir. Judge, on 22 SR 0946, the defendant is alleged to have violated the terms and conditions of probation the following. The defendant failed to report to probation as directed.
Okay, it says here that you posted a $20,000 bond, have no contact with Mr. Robinson. Okay. All right, tell me what you want me to know on the two admissions.
Yes, sir. During the time I talked to Ms. Fleming that was my probation officer.
Yes.
I wasn't aware that, she wasn't there anymore, but I have all the emails to where I contacted her in that way because like I said, I got evicted. I lost all of my stuff. They put it in the parking lot and my car was repossessed in the same day. So I didn't have transportation. I lost my job for 6 years. No center. Because the last time I came, remember I had to bring my daughter with me, the little girl.
I do not remember that, but I'm taking it.
And so
that's true.
I lost everything. So I'm just now starting to get another job, trying to get back on my feet. And living here and there with 2 small girls. So that was the reason of me not being able to make it to report or being able to pay any money. But now I'm working again. I have a job that I started including hotels so I can start paying my fine. If you can just reinstate it or something or.
Okay.
That's what I said. Whatever I do.
Okay. So Mr. Shepard, I just want to ask.
We talked about several cases in the same day.
Yeah, I may have written some numbers out. Judge, she's also had a warrant since December 22nd, and she's gotten the benefit of that. She was able to walk in today.
There's a warrant outstanding?
Yes, Judge, you issued a warrant for her based on the new charges. And like I may have said it earlier, but I understand set up. She's already got a huge break that this was a criminal trespass under the Family Violence Act that was reduced to a disorderly conduct. So I think she's used up her break there. Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay. So all she had to do was just pay her fine off and she'd be done.
Yes, sir.
And she's failed to do that also.
That's correct.
All right, Ms. Driver, you may ask Director Matthews any questions that you may have.
Ms. Matthews, I didn't know you were the probation officer.
Slow down and lean into the mic. Don't take your mask off. Just lean into the mic. Pull it towards you.
Pull the mic to you.
Just grab that and pull it towards you. That's it.
I've been reaching out to Ms. Fleming. I have several emails that I sent to her because, like I said, I lost everything. I lost my apartment. I lost my job for 6 years, and I lost my vehicle. It was repossessed, which means I didn't have a vehicle to even commit the aggravated assault. On top of that, the shoplifting came from the last time I talked to Judge Thacker, I'm sorry. The person was driving my car and is willing to come to court to agree on that. The only reason it came on me was because they were in my vehicle at that time, and the tag, after they left, it was in my name. And my mother came and did the affidavit for which dropped it down to the disorderly conduct because it was at her house. She came and wrote an affidavit herself pleading on my case. A situation with her boyfriend. And I have 2 small kids. I'm just now starting to get back on my feet. I wasn't able to make a payment because I lost everything. I lost my job. I didn't have any money to make a payment. And now I'm starting to do housekeeping work to try to take care of my 2 kids that I'm having a hard time with. Living from place to place, trying to get them situated.
All right, so
I'm not a bad person.
I understand your statement, but at this moment, take a deep breath. Do you want to ask her any questions?
Ms. Matthews, could you please give me another opportunity to...
That's my call to make. Let me slow you down just a little bit. If you think Ms. Matthews has any facts in her head that you think would be helpful to your case, you can ask her about those facts. I will be making the final decision here, though. But if you think she has any facts that would be helpful to you, you can ask her about those facts.
I don't know what else to say except that I'm just now aware that my probation officer, isn't there anymore, and that I didn't make a payment and I didn't report. Well, not physically, but through email. And I want to know if you have any of those emails that I sent to Ms. Fleming reporting and saying she knew everything. And as far as the community service, it was never offered to me. Except when she was there, we were supposed to talk about the grocery list or something to pay off to do the community service because she knew my situation and that I didn't have a place to stay or, you know, a job and didn't have any money. So she was agreeing with the, we did mention the community service as far as the grocery list, but not just, I wasn't able to come there physically for us to sit down and, for her to explain it to me more. So I just don't need jail time. I have kids and I'm having a hard time and I don't have anybody to get them. And I just want another chance to do it since I have a job now and to just work with me. And I can prove that I can get everything together.
Okay. I'm going to say that there wasn't a question in there, but I'm going to take that as the statement that you would have normally made to be in the next phase.
Yes,
so I'm going to take what you've said and I'm going to put it in the right spot.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So I'm hearing what you're asking. Okay, back to you, Mr. Shepard. Any additional witnesses?
No, Judge.
All right. Ms. Driver, I've listened to what you've had to say so far, and of course you're under oath. Do you have anything else that you want me to know?
I mean, that's not except the fact that I have these messages with the officer that the reason why I wasn't out just running. I was out trying to get my aggravated assault situated with the officer. So these are all the messages that's why I was out so long, hoping that it would get done and resolved before, I turned myself in. And if I felt like I wouldn't have came today with a violation. I would have just kept running if that was the case, but the only reason I was out so long with this situation because I was trying to get it resolved. Because Landis and Officer Thomason, they were working on it because the victim went to the precinct and did a statement with Landis, which was the officer that, did the case, to let them know that they had the wrong victim and that this was not the right person. So these are messages and stuff that I was working on. So I wasn't running intentionally or to be out here for Christmas or New Year's or any of that. I was trying to get this resolved and I just got arrested before I could try to get it situated. So that's that. And
Okay. And I'm up here looking at your files. Okay. Any last bits of information you want me to factor in?
the fact that I have two small kids. I will take responsibility. If I don't take responsibility, then why would I be here with the warrant? Why did I come last time to plead my case? If it's me, then I wouldn't come here to plead my case. I have two small kids. I have had a rough year. And if I have done something, I would say I've done it. I'm a very honest person.
Really?
And I've lost everything. I need to be there for those two girls. And if there's anything else before in the jail thing, and I will take accountability for whatever I have done. And when the time comes for the other cases, the people are coming to back it up. My mama did an affidavit. The girl that was in my car, she's coming to court for that because that's what she did. I just tend to be in the wrong place at the wrong time sometimes. That doesn't mean that I'm guilty or that I've done it. I have two kids that I know I've had a rough year, and they have too. So I wouldn't intentionally do stuff to get in trouble knowing that I don't have any help with them and that I've lost everything. I've worked 6 years and I've lost my job for not having help with my kids. I would not intentionally get in trouble or keep doing anything. I'm just always pretty much around the wrong people or something like that.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's all.
Okay. This is a tough one. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Driver. Okay. So here's the procedural posture of this case. So there's a warrant outstanding. Ms. Driver was not picked up on that warrant. It is active and pending. It's specifically because of the felony charges of aggravated assault upstairs, which is 23 FAH 1658. That has an incident date of September 11th, 2023. There is also a shoplifting. That one's a misdemeanor. So,
And that was before she went on probation.
yes, and that was before. So the shoplifting, so I'm not considering either, but for very different reasons.
Yes.
I'm not considering shoplifting because it was before the case started. I'm not considering the aggravated assault because frankly you have not admitted to it and we have not addressed it today. What I am addressing is the two charges that are there as well as the two charges that are there. So the evidence, as I've heard it, is that there was a complete lack of communication and reporting and any other items, any other efforts to get in. And I respect the fact that you're a mother with 2 kids, but at the same time, though, you did make promises to us when you entered this plea that you would do these things. And in return for that, I did give you certain benefits through the sentencing, or reduced sentencing, and then you didn't follow through with those. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to cancel the warrant. The warrant's finished. But what I am going to do is the maximum amount allowed by this is 120 days. I'm revoking 120 days to the Spalding County Jail. I'm terminating this case. There's no consecutive cases. All right, you're finished. So what's going to happen is I'm revoking 120 days into the jail. How much of that you do is up to the sheriff. But when you get out, you do not have anything else to report to me on this case. This case is closed. Do you understand that?
Can I please get my kids situated?
So you're going to need to sort that one out. So the fact is that the warrant is outstanding. I'm sorry, before I cancel it, the warrant is outstanding, and you could have been picked up at any moment. You got picked up here in a very organized way that we worked through together.
I need to come to this one just to get my kids situated.
Yeah, I'll let you'll get to do that.
We're not just gonna take you through the jail. I'll let you
So I
take
have to sit 120 days in the jail?
That's up to the sheriff. I'm ordering 120 days. How much of that you do is up to the sheriff.
I'll tell you how that works.
Yeah.
We've had that conversation.